Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Oshay the Great. What we have here on the screen is what I'm sure a lot of you guys are seeing at this point in the game. People are doing a lot of deep hash rim running or a lot of pick and roll offense on you guys, and I've seen a lot of people frustrated, not able to stop it. So today we are going to be going over a defensive set that you can run that's going to help make your opponent a little bit more uncomfortable on the court and get you some more chances to make stops. This is the third video in my defensive series. Be sure that you have watched the other two because the passing lane video and the bumping and creating pressure video is also important to stop blow-bys and things like that. Now, a little disclaimer before we start this. When you get into a full court press style offense, there's a lot of things you're going to have to understand, being able to switch players, bait passes, get up and down the court, and understand what's happening on the court. You're not just gonna watch this video and magically be able to clamp up your opponent right away. I've played over 500 unlimited games every month in order to perfect these types of things. So make sure you are practicing this stuff before you go into games. But like we always do, I'm gonna show you the cards that I recommend when you're doing something like this. So first of all, you have to have a defensive stopper that's going to be on ball. On my team, I use Draymond Green, and what you're looking for is high perimeter defense, steal, interior defense. You want some good speed. He has 90. I would like him a little bit faster sometimes. High strength because you want to be able to bump the opponent, and high lateral quickness. Now, obviously, you're going to want Hall of Fame clamps and things like that. Pass perception is also very important for the card that's going to be defending the ball. So in a game, I'm going to have Draymond Green defending the ball. If I don't have Draymond Green out there and somebody's a little bit bigger, I'm going to throw Josh Smith on the ball. The reason why I keep saying on the ball is because when they take the ball out, the person that's bringing the ball up the court is usually the person's main focus of their offense. And you want them to be under wraps on the court. If you're running more of a budget account, somebody like Jonathan Isaac is going to be able to help you out. And Isak Bonga is another good person to have out there for defensive purposes. He is 6'8", so he's going to be able to defend some of the bigger guys out there. He does have a 90 perimeter defense, pretty high strength at 75, 92 lateral quickness, great pass perception. He is a liable option for you to put on many point guards, shooting guards, and small forwards that are currently in this game. And like I said, Jonathan Isaac is going to be very good for you as well. And there are tons of cards in the auction house to be able to get. Now, just to take a look at some of the cards that just came out to give you an idea, you got Jason Kidd, Giannis, Oscar Robertson's a reliable option, Lonzo Ball, Andre Kirilenko, Larry Hughes is going for pretty cheap right now. But then you can also get guys like Cam Reddish from Spotlight Sims, and one of my favorites is Robert Covington. This Robert Covington that you can get from the Rockets Spotlight Sim is one of the best on-ball defenders to stop anyone from bringing the ball up. I will put him on any person bringing the ball up. Him, Kawhi, and guys like Giannis, they're going to be able to defend the ball at an extremely high level. All right, now last thing before we get right into it, you definitely still want your center or power forward to have some speed out there and be able to defend and get into the passing lane. So don't forget to have a decent speed at your center position. So why do we run the press? First of all, you have to have the personnel and the matchup capability. Number two, you want to disrupt your opponent's rhythm. Number three, you're looking to increase the pressure or create turnovers. Number four, you want to limit three-point shots or attempts. When I press, I've noticed that my opponent averages like 5 or 7 less three-point makes per game because they aren't able to get those shots. And 5, you understand the passing lane and defensive techniques. I have a video for that on the 131 if you want to check it out. But honestly, you want to be able to stop people from being so comfortable in doing things like this. Just come to the court, running deep hash, and getting easy baskets however they see fit. So what are the benefits of the press? You're going to speed your opponent's tempo and make them rush. You want your opponent rushing their offense. Creates opportunities for steals or tough shots. You're going to be getting turnovers or good rebounds. And if you're getting turnovers and rebounds, naturally you're going to have more opportunities for fast break baskets. Then you're going to be able to limit your opponent's three-point attempts like I talked about. You can force them into a half-court offense, which might play more into your hands. They now have to play slow once they get up the court, even though you sped them up at first. And then the passing lane defense can cause frustration, creating rage quits, and they won't want to stay in the game against you. Now, what are some of the cons about the press? It can lead to easy baskets down the court. It's going to force you to rotate so that you can ensure success. And if you don't know how to rotate your players and switch icons, this might not be for you. Patient players will not be rattled. They're going to keep playing and they're going to be just fine. It is tough to switch out of because sometimes you stay in the press even though you don't want to be in the press. And that's the problem, related to 2K and being able to switch out of defenses. And you have to understand how to bait your opponent and force them into doing what you want them to do. Not everyone knows how to do that. All right, let's jump into some gameplay, and I'm going to be showing you guys settings and tips. But first off, this guy that I played, I usually don't play my account very much at this point of the year, but I hopped on my account the other night, and I hopped into this game, and once I paused it, I was talking to him, and I was letting him know that I was getting ready to flood him because he actually glitched me to start the game. I had to sit here for 20 minutes before this game started because he tried to do the sub glitch on me, and I was like, okay, we're going to make a video on the press. This is going to be the perfect person to do this on. So let's go at the settings. Let's look at the settings we're going to be putting on. On ball pressure, we're going on smother. Off ball pressure, we're going to be having tight. We're going over screens. And both drive help and screen help are on no because we want to be able to rotate ourselves. Matchups are key. Even with my team, I have an outdated team. Placing matchups are important. I left Draymond Green on Blake Griffin because he's kind of a threat out there, and I put Bonga on Draymond Green because Draymond's not the best ball handler, and Bonga's pretty good on defense so that when he's trying to bring the ball up, we're going to be able to get some pressure on him. So key tip number 1, you want to control the inbound defender. You're playing center field out there. Your job is to not let anything behind you and force them to go where you want them to go. Then as soon as they try to make that pass back to the middle, that's going to be one of your opportunities for a steal, right? So once again, I see that Kawhi's taking the ball out. T-Mac is assigned to him. I'm going to switch to T-Mac. I'm playing center field. I notice he switches to Blake Griffin. I back up. I get another steal. Leads us to another fast break opportunity because I'm playing center field there. It is very important to play center field and force these guys up the court where you want them to go. If you try to play on ball in the press, you're going to get beat by backdoor. They're going to throw it to the shooting guard up the court. They're just going to get by you. There are times that you'll want to switch to off ball, which we'll talk about later, but being able to funnel them where you want them to go by playing center field is very important. And as you can see right here, how spastic he becomes once the press is on him, it really creates an opportunity for you to dictate the pace of the game and make them make a lot more mistakes on the court because you have so much pressure on them and you're not giving them many options or places to go with the ball. All right here you notice one of the situations where it'll happen where they're able to get up the court for an easy basket. And sometimes it's only going to be a 2, but just know that there are going to be times where they are able to get a sneaky pass up the court or they're able to get rushed up the court because your defense didn't get set in time. But a lot of the times, if you're in the right position, they're going to be forcing the ball into tons and tons of steals. We're going to have more tips coming up. But I wanted to show this game first because this guy was pretty annoying with that glitch. So we wanted to make sure we got this gameplay in here. But yeah, definitely making sure that tip number 1, playing center field. Now, the second tip, being able to switch and then bait the pass. Notice he got past my center fielder. I'm not going to stay on him. I switch up the court to T-Mac because there's only 2 other players he can pass it to unless he waits. I know he's going to pass it up the court. I switch to T-Mac. And now I take the pass again, and we're up the court again. We're shooting 7 for 10. He's not able to score pretty much this whole quarter because he is funneled to where I want him to go. We're making him make tons of mistakes on the court. And it was a very good game for us. He ended up, honestly, just quitting the game. Rage quit, like I said. They're not going to want to stay in those types of games. So let's get into game number 2, where we go up against Hedo Turkoglu. I already liked the matchup that we had. We kept magic on him. I liked the team that I was using. I was doing the 12-0 at this time. And right off the bat, this dude comes out, and I notice his offense. He goes behind the back around the screen like a lot of the 5-out users do, and he tries to get an open 3. So I was like, okay, let's see if he does it again. He comes at the court, behind the back around the power forward, runs deep pass, and goes for a basket. I'm like, all right, I'm not going through this all game. We're going to put some pressure on this dude. So after I get my bucket, we're up 4. I switched to the press. We weren't fully set up yet, but we switched to the full court press. We're shooting 100%. He's shooting 3 for 5, but we want to make him a little bit more, a little bit more agitated on the court, a little bit more comfortable. He scores the first one, but once we get into our press, we notice right away he's making long passes. And when they're making long passes and when they're rushing, that's the key thing you're looking for. That means they're going to play right into your hands. You want people that want to rush up the court. Even though we got a foul call there, we knew that he was going to be rushing and playing right into our hands. So key tip number 3, stop the ball and send bodies at him. So if they start heading up the court, I'm playing center field, I'm going to start funneling him to where I want him to go. So I don't want him to go full middle. I shade to the middle. I'm getting back to the player just in case he tries to make that pass. He gets past me. Now I'm switching to T-Mac, showing him T-Mac's coming up to him. Now I'm switching to Bol and getting out to the 3-point shot. He sees Bol coming. He could have took the shot, but what did he do? He throws the ball away because he's rushing. He's not comfortable. Number 4, funnel them, but don't give up threes. Notice here I switched to Carmelo Anthony. I see he's going to the lane. As soon as I notice he saw that man wide open on the wing, I'm getting right back to contest the 3-point shot. Switching to each person on the court to show him different looks. I funneled him where I want him to go. I wanted him to go up the baseline. I didn't want him to go towards the middle, so I made him go where I wanted him to go. He went there. We got back out, contested the shot, and got a good rebound for another fast break. Tip number 5, play 2 with 1. Right here, he goes up the court. I see he's going to try to pass to Eddie Curry or Cam Reddish. I switch to my man Hakeem, get in the middle of both of them. He throws it over to Cam Reddish. Bol actually gets the steal, but no matter who he passed it to at that time, I would have been able to get the steal on that play and be able to get the next tip is to be able to switch on and be able to steal these long passes. If they try to throw these long passes down the court, just switch the icon, get yourself in the position to get the steal, and there's going to be some easy pickings when they're trying to rush that ball all the way up the court. Now, you got to get yourself in good position to be able to do so, but it should be easy steals once you get used to it. And another tip we have, sometimes you do want to switch to on ball and manual bump. Right here, I see that he gets by Gilbert Arenas. I switch to Gilbert Arenas, start tapping RT to bump him like the video I showed you guys. Now I'm switching to Bol. He thought the center got by, but I got them long arms, that player model, and I'm pressing square right in the passing lane. Bol gets the steal, and we get another basket. At this point, the game is out of hand, but we stay in it just for the video's sake to make sure that you guys are seeing, you know, some of the negatives that can happen too. Right here, he gets up the court, he does get into his offense, and boom, he hits a 3. But at this point, he's thrown the ball to me so many times, it doesn't even matter. We're up 20 in the second quarter, and now we can breathe easy, take smart shots, take a lot of 2s, don't give up 3s, and that's how you win games. Don't give up 3s, and then start taking as many baskets as you can. It's an efficiency game. If you're able to limit your opponent's 3-point shots, force them into more turnovers than you have, and then you take care of the ball, you're going to win many more games than usual, and you're going to be a better player. Now, there are many other rotations that you can make in this defense. Not everything was shown. There is a part 2 that could come to this, but this is just a taste of how you can run the press to throw a different look at your opponent. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 7,000 subs. I appreciate you all. Leave a comment, like, and I will catch you on the next video. Again, this has been an RCA the Great production. Peace.
Come on.